There is only one molecule in the universe that not only forms the basis of life, but can help us study and solve problems about nearly everything biological, from coffee and cancer to even agricultural issues, and is found in all of us.
Coffee, cancer, and even agriculture. I ask you, which molecule can have such a wide variety of applications? Well, here's the name of the molecule, jumbled up. Try unscrambling it. In the meanwhile, let's visit the University of Cambridge in England, where killing machines made from origami are waiting for us. Let's go.
At Cambridge last year, scientists exploited two amazing properties of this molecule. Number one, to be able to be folded into 3D origami of any desired sort. And number two, to be able to be manipulated to have the precise shape needed to attach to any other molecule, just like a pencil in a sharpener.
With these functions, they made a bacteria murdering machine. All that was needed was a platform made from that molecule which had 5 apicules in it, each filled with lysosomes. These are naturally occurring antibacterial compounds found in our body.
With the apicules acting as a gun magazine and the lysosomes as loaded ammunition,
all that was needed to complete the gun was a trigger. A trigger that came in the form of short lengths of the molecule dangling from the edges. Once this was made, the trigger was pulled.
The machine latched onto bacteria from the dangling lengths, fired multiple rounds of lysosomes at them, and killed them cleanly. The killing occurred way more efficiently with the molecule origami machine than without it, proving this molecule to be a lifesaver in yet another field of science.
The molecule that is referred to as deoxyribonucleic acid, or in more common terms, DNA.
DNA is the source code that programs most living beings into existence. Different sections of this code encode for different aspects of organisms, making it perhaps the most crucial contributing factor to the diversity of life on Earth. Like every other code, it has lines of programming scripted into its backbone. This backbone is what gives the code its defining shape, the famous double helix. It's composed of only 2 molecules, a deoxyribose sugar and a phosphate group, repeating over and over again, yet 4 different elements. Phosphorus, found at the heart of the phosphate group. Oxygen, connecting this group to the sugar. Carbon, marking the corners of the deoxyribose. And hydrogen, linking with carbon at 4 corners of the sugar. This complex structure forms a long chain, 2 of which exist in the source code, with all lines of programming sandwiched between them.
These lines are made of only 4 basic components arranged in various combinations, and all genetic diversity on Earth boils down to them.
Meet Adam, Tanya, Gunther, and Catherine, 4 mates who always stick with each other, quite literally. Adam and Tanya are couples just as Gunther and Catherine are, but the latter couple have a stronger affection for each other with 3 hydrogen bonds linking them. Adam and Tanya, on the other hand, are bound by 2 hydrogen bonds only. These 4 guys always exist in only their respective complementary base pairs. Adam doesn't pair with Catherine, for instance. If you zoom in on them, they reveal their distinct molecular forms, with Adam and Gunther being double-ringed, classified as purines, and Tanya and Catherine being single-ringed, called under the umbrella term of pyrimidines. And scientists give them different names, of course. Adenine, thymine, guanine, and cytosine. They're referred to as bases, and the two pairs that they form repeat over and over again in different orders, constituting the lines of programming of DNA. The way I smile, the temperament of my personality, the fur color of my cat, and even the level of tolerance this cabbage has to water deprivation are all factors decided by the arrangement of these four molecular bases.
Although it may seem so, the order of their arrangement is far from random. In fact, it's a paramount aspect to the main functions of the source code.
If we break this long string of bases into separate sections, then we'll see that they're differentiated by different orders of bases. Each section sends chemical instructions for different aspects that make us who we are.
For instance, this one with this particular order of bases may be responsible for my brown eyes, whereas this one may encode for the temperament of my personality.
Or the fur color of my cat, or the level of tolerance this cabbage has to water deprivation.
DNA really does characterize for most organisms, which is why it truly is the source code of life. Every piece of code is translated, eventually, into machine code for a machine to understand, a seemingly incomprehensible string of zeros and ones.
In the context of DNA, these are the four molecular bases, and we now know that these bits and bytes that make up the source code do hold invaluable information.
But where does this information flow? How exactly does it flow? And how does it make life so beautifully diverse as we see it? Most crucially, how on earth is this molecule relevant to cancer, agriculture, and even coffee? Well, all that and even more will be answered in part B of this series. Until that comes out, stay tuned for my second film and stay safe.